What is up, guys? We are live here with round number 2 of our day 2 half case tournament with Austin DB Grinder joining us today. What's up, man?
What's up? What's up? We had an amazing round 1. Now moving on to round 2. We're going to have a zombie Eldlich on the left side, and we're not sure what's on the right side yet.
Yeah, we're not too sure, but it's Andres Espinosa. He is a finalist at, I believe, YCS Columbus or one of those. I remember him and Kamal clinching a first and second. It was actual PPG finals, and this was a bit ago, it feels like, since we've had YCSs. But Andres Espinosa, definitely no stranger to a high-level competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! So I'm interested to see what he is taking to today's event. He was not able to make it yesterday, I don't believe. Last deck that I know of him being on was like a water synchro. So we'll see what he's playing today. He's normally not somebody that plays the strictly best deck, so I don't see him actually playing Virtual World. But let's see if we can get them started. Yeah, okay, they are starting. Perfect. And then Isaiah, he's been on stream. He normally plays on stream a lot here. He is a local that almost comes to every single Yu-Gi-Oh tournament. It feels like we have Yu-Gi-Oh 4 times a week, so that's a lot. And he's playing his good old zombie Eldlich deck.
So we actually see him on Dino. I was able to see the hand a little bit. That's interesting. So definitely not coming with like the best deck of the weekend, but a deck that can win.
Yeah, it seems like he never does, but very talented player, so he can definitely take anything that he usually takes to a tournament to a top good finish, and we'll see if he can do that today.
So we're going to see Isaiah use Cursed here. That's a pretty good card to have. He could add Lord here and send the Gamma and then bring itself back. That's a cool play since the opponent has cards turn 1. Earl PJ said, let's go. Shout out to Triv. So he adds the Walk Hero and he's just going to set 3 back row and pass. So if I'm the Dino player here, I'm definitely not scared. Like, this is back row. You can just activate Misk. And then, like, Conquistador wouldn't hurt you. You just have to be afraid of the Walk Hero. But that's pretty easy to play around. So he's going to add Oviraptor there. Hopefully he already has Misk in hand. Oh, he's going to activate Lost World. His hand's already looking nice. Even if he gets stopped here, he just beats over the token and keeps going.
Misplay. We didn't give him the imposter tokens. God damn it.
So Andreas is using Andy's deck. I have no idea who Andy is.
Andy, another local. I don't think he was able to participate in any event this weekend.
So we're seeing him go through the deck here. It's probably for the baby effect to summon. This deck is really good once it starts going. It's really hard to stop. They can set up Dolka Conductor every single turn. I think this match is actually going to be a very good match. We can see the Eldlich player, the zombie Eldlich player. Yesterday he was OTKing, and now he's going up against an OTK deck. So we'll see if he's able to stop that and maybe OTK his opponent back next turn. Scarlet is insane in that deck. You can summon Unizombie, and that gets you to like 4 more extenders. Crazy. He's going to overlay here. Wouldn't surprise me if he goes for a Tornado Dragon. And yep, that's what he's going to summon out. It's going to help versus the Walk Hero. Kind of surprised that the opponent didn't Walk Hero yet, so that means he doesn't have a way to Lord. Or he would have just done it on Misk already. But now he has protection from back row because of Tornado Dragon.
Yeah, Tornado Dragon's pretty good. It can 2-for-1 your opponent, right? Because you can do it on your turn and your opponent's turn.
Yeah. Very good card. We've seen that card come in and out of the format ever since its release. It's going to go for Link Kribo, then Secure Gardena. We saw yesterday the Dino player actually banished all of his Link Kribos off Extravagance, so good that that didn't happen here. He's going to use Pill, and the opponent's going to chain Warlords. That's another card that's going to be used in his deck since he's on a zombie deck.
Yeah, he's a much more thematic Eldlich deck.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm actually surprised that he didn't use Warlords before he overlaid or Link Summoned, because he could have locked him in the only Dinos. And
I
then
don't think he saw the Tornado Dragon coming, to be honest. I didn't.
Yeah, a lot of people aren't ready for the Dinos extra deck.
Yeah, because normally you see 2 level 4 dinos, right? And the Exceed is almost 90% of the time what Logia or Dolko, right?
Yeah.
Tornado Dragon's kind of like, oh, okay.
Yeah, people don't
Might be
always
in trouble.
expect that. He said, we can agree some decks are way better than others. Oh, for sure. Like Drytron and Virtual World are way better than most other decks right now. But there's other decks that can still beat those. Like we saw Eldlich Trap deck with 60 cards be able to beat Drytron and Virtual World consistently. He's going to walk Hero, summon itself out, and then Conductor's just going to beat over that. So he's trying to save himself some life points here. Because he has already taken 800 and he's getting attacked by a lot right now. He said, Dino question mark? Thought these were extinct. Yeah, the Dino deck hasn't seen a lot of play recently. It struggles versus Virtual World, which is one of the most popular matchups right now. So it's not one of the decks that you expect to see often. But
Has Dino suffered any hits actually recently?
no, just they're so bad versus Virtual World.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it is what it is. Yu-Gi-Oh is primarily dominated by meta or people's perception of meta, which honestly sometimes is accurate and sometimes isn't. Like we've seen it in multiple tournaments where the card pool does not change from tournament to tournament, yet the top results do. And those are really just indicative of what the majority of people seem to assume, whether it be accurate or not. Sometimes just people play decks knowing that they're not the best, but make it more of a meta call. So it's a lot of stuff out of your control for the most part. And a lot of people online it changes a lot more, I feel like, because you don't have to invest into these cards. Whereas if you're not an IRL Yu-Gi-Oh player right now, which a lot of people aren't, granted whatever type of restrictions may be in place from wherever they're from, you can't continue to invest into the newest hottest cards, right? Especially when there's no YCS, there's no big IRL events happening that you can really justify spending hundreds of dollars for. So a lot of these people just stick with what they have and maybe purchase a few new cards every set.
Yeah, that's very common. When people don't have tournaments coming up, usually they don't buy cards, they just play online. Then when the tournament comes up, they'll buy the whole deck. He said, have you hear of the guy losing the Dino with Virtual World? That's everyone. Or wait, no, I read that wrong. I'm sorry. No one's losing to Dino with Virtual World. Like Virtual World beats Dino like 9 out of 10 times. Sometimes Dino does get extremely lucky and they have crazy hands that they open, and you just can't beat that. It's DB Grinder, best deck. I agree. Dragon Maid Kitchen. Oh, you guys like the Dragon Maid deck? Yeah, that deck was really cool to see top yesterday.
But he's been playing that for a while. Like, he didn't just bust out of nowhere and play it. So he knew exactly what he was going to be doing.
Yeah, and playing a deck like that, the opponent probably doesn't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
That can give you an advantage.
And everybody knows what meta does normally, so it's just like, as long as you know what they're doing, I feel like you can pivot pretty well if they don't know what your cards do. That's why I always like playing like the newest strategies or newest cards, because people they haven't had enough interaction to be like, oh, I'm supposed to choke them there.
Exactly. Like yesterday with Drytron, we saw players hand trapping at the wrong time, and the Drytron player was just exposing them and just full comboing afterwards.
No, this is not a rerun from the weekend. So yesterday was our main event, and today is like kind of like our side event, but Swiss only, no top cut event, much smaller, more casual today. But we had Austin in town. We're still Still trying to provide some Yu-Gi-Oh content for you guys to keep you entertained throughout the weekend, and we'll be doing the same for Blazing Vortex February 6th. I believe we should have all the details already up, I believe, on Facebook. You can start pre-registering for that now. Remember, all these RL events do have a cap. They're not like the Pro Play Tours, where we can host hundreds of people. So if you do plan on making it out there, just make sure you pre-register to secure your spot, because we did have to deny a lot of people for the Phantom Rage one. Not so many on this one, primarily because of the date change. We actually had to refund a lot of people because of the date change. But hopefully nothing happens with the Blazing Force. And if it does change or you guys need a refund, obviously we'll be providing any type of refunds and stuff like that towards that event. We want to make sure that people are actually paying and participating in the event, not just paying.
So he's going to top deck Fossil Dig to add OV. He's just drawing crazy. There's nothing you can do against that. Sometimes you leave your opponent on 0 cards. They just top deck exactly what they need. But he's going to have OV and Lost World here. The Lost World's going to keep putting in work.
You guys have dueling book tournaments still? Yes, we have. If you guys want to join the Discord, you'll be able to stay tuned with all the online events. We also have them on our website, pbgeventmanagement.com. So either one of those, if you're following them, you can stay up to date with all the online tournaments that we host. And we have free bi-weeklies, and then we have like once a month paid tournaments with like real prizing. And then we have the free invitational coming up January 2nd, I believe. So everybody who has an invite will play in that for free, and all the prizes are supplied by our sponsor at Ultimate Guard.
Shout out to Ultimate Guard.
The GOATs.
Oh, for sure. He said the build from yesterday is the best way to play it, in my opinion. Are you talking about the Dragon Maid deck or the Virtual World deck? So we're going to see him use Tornado Dragon effect here to hit a back row. This is looking very good for the Dino player. He's going to chain Golden Land forever to tribute and negate, and you can tribute a set zombie. It's like Icarus attack. A lot of people used to not know that. It hasn't really came up recently since Golden Land Forever has not seen that much play, but still something that you should know. He's going to use Pill here. That's just going to bring out Pankratops, I have to assume. Could bring out like a Conductor. Yeah, it brings out Pankratops. Imagine if you brought out like Overtext. That would have been crazy. Yeah, we're going to see Isaiah scoop here. So now, moving on to the next game, the zombie player does have some cool points of interaction, like activate zombie world, and then Pill becomes much worse, or like Misc effect becomes much worse because of the zombie world. Oh, you're talking about the Dragon Maid deck? Yeah, that deck was very cool. He's been working on that deck a lot. I talked to him about it last time I was here. Said, when are you guys going to move to Tampa?
Oh, never. I would never do that to myself. Miami is the place to be. Miami, New York, California, those are probably the best. Like, once you're there, you most likely don't move unless you just can't afford the situation. Because, I mean, there's a reason why rent is so much more expensive in these places, right?
Yeah.
You live a great life for the most part. And those, you just have a lot of people. It's just overall great. I love Miami, honestly.
Yeah, it's really cool down here. I like the vibes. Most people are chill. No one gives you a rough time. Way different than like where I'm from up in Ohio.
Oh, I can imagine.
Said no one expects Vanity's Ruler pass from Drytron. I think everyone expects Vanity's Ruler pass from Drytron. Jesse Cotton really put like that build into play and made people want to play test that build out.
Yeah, no, we saw that yesterday on stream. He slapped down a Vanity's Ruler like turn 1, and I was like, oh, well, that's a
game.
thing. Yeah, how do you, like, these decks don't play any removal. There's no Mirror Force, there's no D-Prison, there's nothing like that, you know? So, like, you don't get punished for things like that. People are just always all gas, no brakes here. So it's just like, if you get your floodgate out like that, it's just, it feels so tough.
Yeah.
And that's what I think makes deck building so hard sometimes, because you just get blindsided by things like that.
Oh, for sure. You have to build your deck to beat Virtual World's VFD, Drytron's Vanity's Ruler, and then all the other rogue decks that you're going to play against in the tournament.
It's crazy.
But now we're gonna be moving on to game 2. They're just
Who won that
shuffling up right
first
now.
game, by the way?
We saw Andreas. win that
Andreas?
round
Okay.
one.
So Andres takes duel number 1 with his dominating Dino deck, which is not an easy win there because both of these guys are pretty well versed in the game and playing a lot of the top meta decks and stuff like that. So, and Dinos is obviously not in the best position here. So we'll see how Andres has made his deck better against decks like Virtual World, where he might have a tougher matchup because a lot of the better players are on Virtual World here. I saw a lot of them when I was checking out there after round one, number 1.
Yeah, there was a lot of Virtual World. Pretty much the same as yesterday,
Yeah.
representation-wise.
And it's a very cheap deck, too, if you really think about it. Like, the deck is all, like, I don't think, with the exception of Lulu, and that's only, like, $20 for some reason.
Oh, yeah, compared to other decks, that deck is so cheap.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that has a lot of the reason to do with it, to be honest. I mean, I think the Drytron core is more expensive than the Virtual World core. Like, Virtual World core is probably going to run you the $30 for the $60 for the Lulus, and then everything else is a super or a common, and then I can't imagine you spending more than like $10 on stuff like that.
For sure. And I think as Drytron like gets older and like a month from now, we'll see a lot of people on that deck as people just want to like sell their stuff.
Oh, for sure.
So we're seeing him send the Zombie Banshee here. That's going to give him access to Zombie World. And that card's crazy versus Dino. That's just going to shut off like half of his cards. He's going to start off with Extravagance. Maybe he can get to like Lightning Storm or something. It's always unique to see how they resolve Extravagance. Like he just like pile shuffled his extra deck and then had his opponent pick 6. I always just like point and choose. Just because some people put like their best extra deck cards like away from each other, so that way it's harder to hit them. But like he just did the pile shuffle, so obviously like he wasn't trying to like stack his extra deck for Extravagance or anything. He's gonna use Fossil Dig. His hand's crazy again. Maybe he's gonna activate Lost World next. Said, is the Spicy Tech Mirror Force? Imagine. That's just how you win. Imagine if Mirror Force was actually the way to like beat Drytron and Mirror Force just became in everyone's deck. Like that'd be crazy.
Yeah, Javier, we're giving away Among Us tokens, one on Twitch, one on YouTube every round. So
Yep.
we'll give one out at the end of this round. We gave one away for round 1, and we'll be giving away for every round thereafter for today, which I believe will be a total of 5 rounds, no top cut today. And then if you're not lucky enough to win one of those giveaways, make sure that you guys check out our website. You can actually buy them for just $1, and then you can also just double check what we have in stock, because there's a lot of good stuff that we have in stock on this website. By the way, not many people know about this website because it's actually in the process of becoming our main website. We actually have 2 websites right now as it stands, because we're in the middle of transitioning. Hey, Tukey subscribed with the tier 1 sub. Thank you so much, man. That really helps support the channel. That is the best way. Also, if you have Twitch, if you have Amazon Prime, you can actually subscribe for free by using a Prime subscription. You get one every month. It costs you $0, and it really helps out the channel. So definitely consider joining the subscriber list on Twitch, and then the channel members on YouTube. Why should you do that? Well, you can get immediate access to the VODs after the stream, so you can actually play back every single second to the bloopers, to everything that you normally not see on the individual rounds that we upload on YouTube, which do take a while. To see the finals, you'll probably have to wait a week or 2 instead of just subscribing now and just watching everything that you want to see and just really looking at the technical play from some of the game's best.
Oh, for sure. If you want to use your Prime, just drop it now. So is there any reason a bunch of retailers are switching away from... I don't even know what that is.
Crystal Commerce? Yeah, I mean, so we're switching back to Crystal Commerce, which is hilarious. We have our current website ran by a TCG player, but it's not as dynamic, not as customizable, so it actually won't allow us to give you things like Imposter Token. There's no way that I can offer you an Imposter Token on TCG Player whatsoever, unless TCG Player made that an item on their website. Crystal Commerce, a little bit more customizable, but it does have a lot more margin of error. There are sometimes that cards just like go missing into the abyss on Crystal Commerce simply because their programming is, quite intricate as when you compare it to TCG Player, where it's something a little bit just more linear, and that's why you see so many people selling on TCG Player and not really using sites like Crystal Commerce because they do require it's kind of like iPhone versus Android, right? iPhone, people love it because of the simplicity of it. It's nice, clean, simple. Might not have a lot of dynamic function, but when you look at something like Android, the customizability, like the cool things that you can do on there, running emulators, being able to like do so many cool things on it. At the end of the day, Android will always be usually a better option than an iPhone if you're just looking for functionality and just being able to do more and be a little bit more customizable. But if you're just looking for something that runs fast, linear, looks nice, aesthetically pleasing, then you'll always go with iPhone. So it's kind of like that. But yeah, Crystal Commerce does have its pros and it does have its cons. And that's why we have both websites. We have two different websites for that exact reason. So
He said, so what's the website? We can leave a link to that in the chat right now. Said, I play Secret Village in my spellcasters. What kind of spellcaster deck are you running? There's a lot of kind of spellcaster decks. There's like Altergeist, Spellbook, a lot of old decks. There's some newer versions like Dogmatica that deck can play it. We're going to see Conductor just go battle phase and beat over everything. It's definitely in a good position.
it's usually a really good position when you have a YuGiOh, which takes away any one of your next opponent's next moves, and your opponent has nothing on board really. So that always feels great. YuGiOh has always been one of my favorite cards for sure.
Exactly, and he has Conductor to deal with the monsters, so YuGiOh can just be safe for the traps.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh, that's actually really good.
Yeah. There goes that. If it was Dolka, you'd be able to stop that effect, but nope.
Yeah, so unless if he has Misk in hand, just going to let Conductor go. That's actually going to be enough to get over the YuGiOh too. So he's able to actually out the board. And he's going to need to have YuGiOh set so that way he can out the Misk and Grave. Or he's just going to have the same thing happen to him next turn. So I kind of want to use Tech Necker Valley with set rotation. Actually, one of the last regionals I went to, the very last round, me and the other guy both only had a draw. And he used Necker Valley on me. And Mystic Mine and Hidden City. He was playing a lot of field spells. It was kind of crazy. I got very lucky and got the dub in that one. So what y'all think about Infernities? With the new support, the deck will be cool. The deck is very combo. It's one of the biggest combo decks in the game. You can't even play hand traps in it. So I think the deck will be interesting to see how it goes. End phase, YuGiOh is going to set Scarlet from deck. And like I said before, Scarlet's crazy in his build because he can summon out any zombie, and that can actually get him the zombie world here. And that'll make the Misk and Grave effect not do anything.
The combos.
For sure. That's only if he plays 2, though. He could be on 1. I don't know his list. He is letting Pill go through, so I have to assume he's only playing 1. Brings out Conductor, and then Lost World's going to pass over a token to his opponent. And they said Spellbook of Judgment can come back. Maybe, but Konami's only going to bring that back if they give us more Spellbook support to help push product, probably. That's usually what we see. Like Zeus, that card came out, and they brought Dryden back to 1 right before.
Now screaming zoo stuff, yeah. And then you saw Dryden and Chakanine both in maximum gold.
Yeah.
Which was huge.
Oh, for sure. A lot of the budget players.
Chakanine's creeping like 25, 30, and then boom, 10 cents.
Exactly.
Good old Konami.
They said artifacts were not the first deck to introduce study monsters. That title goes to Infernities. Yeah, that used to be wild. So there's tons of spellcaster cards to make it strong. Oh, for sure. Like Winda, one of the strongest boss monsters of the entire weekend as a spellcaster. They said he just banished Misk for Pill. Yeah, I saw that. I was kind of curious on why he did it. I have to assume he has his reasons. For sure. I mean, he just added Misk, so he has access to it again. Definitely an interesting play. So he's going to beat over the board. This is a lot of damage.
Kieran needs to come back.
Yeah, that card could come back for
I'm sure
sure.
Triff would be excited.
Oh, yeah. I could imagine.
Hmm.
And Masterpiece? Oh, no.
Oh no.
Definitely not that one.
I don't know. I feel like the game could use some more trap decks, especially now with Harpy's Feather Duster out.
Yeah. I think, like, Draco was always a cool deck, but whenever a ban list happened, everyone just instantly went back to Draco. And I honestly think that's why it probably got hit. Said burn the Misk, though, on the last one. Yeah, definitely a little bit of a misplay from him. Maybe he wants to keep his Pankratops engraved since he is playing versus Eldlich. I'm not sure. He could also just be trying to set up a board here, and it'll be enough for game. Obviously not by attacking because he's already attacked this turn, but just setting up some negates here would be amazing. He's going to give his opponent the token, then Oviraptor effect on it. Yep, there he's bringing back the Pankratops. So that's probably why he kept that engrave earlier on. It said Fairy Tale Snow and Destrudo. Destrudo will probably not come back since like Romulus can add Dragon Ravine and then get to Destrudo. But Fairy Tale Snow could definitely be a card to come back.
Yeah, I miss Snow too. That was my favorite. That and Grass. Oh, the best.
Oh yeah, Grass was crazy, making people play 60 cards.
That's awesome. I felt like I was playing Magic or something.
For sure. I thought my first YCS was 60 cards.
That's awesome.
He's going to use Extravagance here. See, everyone resolves it differently. I just love seeing that. On DB, it's always the same way. He's going to chain Ash on that. Holy, the last card in hand was amazing. He's still trying, though. He's going to Scarlet set. Definitely no point in giving up. If you admit defeat, you're just not winning the game. Set Aggrim, YuGiOh, Grass looks greener, Mill 20. Let's go. So I need Mare in my life. Yeah, the Mare combo with Destrudo used to be insane. Used to give any deck just an OTK option. He's going to bring out Lord here. I'm assuming at end of main, he's just going to Conductor, Destroy, Secure Garden. Yep, that's what's happening. The Tornado Dragon will be able to exchange with a trap if he sets one. Oh, he's just going to go end phase Conquistador, set White Destiny. And then he's just going to pop that. And he's just going to admit defeat. Yeah, there's nothing he could do there. He was just going to attack for game. So we're going to see Andreas win 2-0 with his Dino deck.